Hello, I'm Crickets, and welcome back to I Have a Story. For those of you who haven't been following along, I do apologize about my hair. I've talked about this in the past. My head starts spinning so fast, I go in and brush my hair. I come back out and it looks like this. Kind of like that Evan Almighty movie. I just shaved, but I still have a full beard by the time I walk to the table. World is just spiraling out of control, and it's making my head spin out of control. But listening to the different aspects and the different opinions people are having about this Charlie Kirk case and the different theories that are coming out about it. Now that they claim that Charlie's the man of steel and his body stopped the bullet, well, now that sparked more speculation. And after the George Floyd case, I now cannot any longer, and especially when our current administration has not been straight with us. Oh, we have tons of evidence. It's taken us a long time to go through it. Nope, there's no evidence here. Oh, we're going to bring the evidence. Oh, we're going to give you the files. Oh, no, we're not. I mean, I'm tired of being played with like a child. We're all being played like children. So even after the George Floyd case, what do we even know to believe? Even if forensics comes out, because we've had multiple forensics, professional forensics on George Floyd that said two different conflicting information. How do we believe in anything anymore? But we can't tune it out because this is the world. We need our government to be honest with us. We need our officials to be honest with us, treat us like adults, and do their jobs. That's that simple. So right now with the new information that came out that this was a miracle, he's the man of steel, his body stopped the bullet. That just created more speculation. I mean, you can't take and put a miracle on top of misinformation and things that don't make sense and keep not making it make sense and just supposed to believe. It can't work that way. Cannot keep coming out. Oh, we have the text messages that make no sense whatsoever, and nobody, even AI, says this doesn't make any sense. This isn't how people talk. So they just keep coming out with more and more and more and more that doesn't make any sense without even explanations. Just here's the evidence. You guys go spiral in a circle again and spark the internet into a rage. It just feels like we're being played with. So now with the new information that his body magically stopped the bullet, now there's tons of speculation going on that, well, the bullet might have been deformed. Well, I'm here to debunk that theory. And not saying it's not true. Who knows? I mean, again, But if the bullet was deformed, how did he ever hit his mark? If you take and you remove 25% of the powder out of a bullet, it is no longer the same bullet as it was prior as far as accuracy goes. If you take and put a nick in the tip of a bullet, now the wind is going to push it in different directions. You cannot maintain accuracy with a deformed bullet. Maybe at 30, 40, 50 feet, you could still hit your target. It may not be in the mark you aimed at, but on a big enough target at a short distance, yeah, you could possibly hit the target, just not the actual mark you were aiming at. So to me, in my head, that doesn't make sense that the bullet was deformed because he would have never, from that distance, been able to hit his mark. That's the way I see it anyway. Now, the other thing I see with this is if his body did stop the bullet, why did it not blow him straight over backwards in the direction the bullet came from? And I mean straight, flopped him straight over. I've watched deer get hit with an arrow and flop straight over backwards from the direction it was hit. An arrow that moves 253, 350 feet per second, not 2,800 to 3,100 feet per second. Now, if the bullet would have gone straight through and passed straight through, okay, I could see it not just throwing him straight over because it penetrated straight through pretty much like butter. If you take a needle and move it fast enough at a piece of paper, it's going to go straight through it. You throw a marble at it, it's going to push it over. I hope that works in correlation for you. So I really question that if his body stopped it, why didn't it blow him straight over? Now, part of my experience and what I'm thinking, I remember riding a motorcycle 70, 75 miles an hour down the road, and I got hit by a locust in my head. Hit me right here, shattered my glasses, and it almost threw me off the bike. Part of that is reflex and instinct. And that was at 70 miles an hour, 75 miles an hour. Now, a bullet moving at, what was the numbers? 1,900 miles an hour, I think is what, when I typed in, 3,000 feet per second. How many miles per hour that is? That's like 1,900 miles an hour. Anything hits somebody at that kind of speed and their body stops the impact, it's going to throw them straight over. That's the way I see it. So these are theories now that are sparking up on the internet. The internet's going into a big frenzy again over the new information that just keeps day by day not making any sense and putting people into a frenzy. So those are a couple things I wanted to point out that I don't hear anybody else once again saying. That's just my thoughts. That if the bullet was deformed in any way, it would not have been accurate. Especially any way to cause it to have, if it was so deformed that it caused it to act unnaturally when impact happens, then that means that that bullet, there's no way it could have been, in my view, there's no way it could have been accurate. And again, if his body did stop it, why didn't it blow him straight over backwards? I thought about putting some movie clips in here, and I mean, I think about the movie with Brad Pitt and the Indians, where the Indian shoots the soldier or the officer after Brad Pitt's wife had been shot and killed. The Indian who shoots that guy, you see him get hit and he just flips over backwards. Now I know that's a movie and that's not exactly real, and it's part of where people's minds go to is today people don't have the outdoor experience like we used to have 100 years ago. More people 100 years ago were outdoors. Today more people are indoors and being educated by what they see on TV. And then the brain just instantly starts believing that. It's not anything wrong with people, but the brain just instantly starts believing what it's seeing. So TV has really kind of made a mess in that aspect, that we think what a lot of people think of what's on TV becomes true. I've even had that happen to me with even just children's shows that raised us thinking one way when, oh wait, that was just a fantasy. But yet, even with me, some of that stuff sticks. And I start pulling that part out of my brain where I saw it on television and thinking reality. We're all capable of that. But these are the two things that I see that right now that are spiraling on the internet with the theory that his body stopped the bullet. I really struggle with having a miracle on top of so much information that doesn't make sense. When it just keeps not making sense, it's hard to believe. But I also question if Charlie was shot from behind and the bullet did go all the way through, why didn't anybody else get hit? There's so many things to pick apart from this, then I can almost debunk everything that is being said as far as the theories go, but at the same time, what they're saying doesn't make sense either, so how do we make sense out of it all? And we cannot just sit here and get lied to and take it, and I get people are riled up, and this is part of the government needs to settle us down because people are already on edge. When people are already on edge and people already have hard feelings and emotions going on, why is our government making it even worse? It's just part of why it makes it feel like a game.